Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video here today and some more F1 2020 My Team Career Mode gameplay. Today we are here for race number 2 of the season for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Of course, I'm very much looking forward to it, especially because we are racing on 110% AI around here, and you guys know the AI around Bahrain can be quite tough to beat, so it's going to be a very challenging race and I can't wait to get stuck into it. But guys, if you're new to the channel, I want to say just quickly a massive thank you to all the new guys that have come on board in the last 24 to 48 hours. I've never had this level of growth on my channel before, so I want to say a massive thank you for all the support. And if you are new guys, you can hit that subscribe button. I'm going to try and hit 50,000 subs by the end of the year. That's the target, so if you guys could help me out, I'd greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get this one underway. And guys, if you have missed round 1 Australia, it will be linked up here in the top right hand corner. Sorry for hitting the mic. And yeah, check it out, and that way you have no spoilers. But let's jump into today's episode. So this weekend, before we jump into the action, we do have some updates to the car. As you guys saw at the end of episode 1, again, if you haven't seen it, check it out in the top right hand corner of the screen. We do have some upgrades on the car this weekend, and not just performance ones, we're talking visual ones, because as you can see on screen, we do have some new sponsors. We've got the new Atlantic sponsor along with the Shark one we already had, so already the car looking a bit more complete. And this weekend we've got a target of completing 75 laps with the new sponsor, and that will give us a nice little weekly cash bonus, so hopefully that will help us out in terms of upgrades. And yeah, hopefully it's going to be a decent race for us here this weekend as we now move into the action. And first of all, this weekend you can see with the upgrades, we are still currently third from bottom. Quite a few teams bringing upgrades this weekend, and also worth noting on the development side of things, we've got 4 upgrades in the pipeline still. So yeah, things are going to improve slowly but surely. But we now move into practice, and you can see on screen right now we are getting the car, prepared. And to be fair, practice went pretty well. I didn't do as many practice programs as I usually do. I'm kind of leaning on my teammate doing the programs as well to help me out. So you can see we did score about a combined total of 365 or 55, should I say, R&D points, which is still pretty decent. That's going to bring our total up to 900, and we also get a 10% combined acclaim bonus. So yeah, Mick gets 8%, we get 2%, and it looks like the second driver can definitely rank up quicker than ourselves at the moment based off of this. But practice, to be fair, went well. The pace looked actually not too bad, and for 110 AI around here, I was actually quite impressed. So it looks like we might have a chance this weekend of pulling something out of the bag. We now move into qualifying though, and we're going to go for 3 runs as always in this Q1 session, and maybe we can try and get through. Who knows? You never know. We're currently on our first lap though. We've got a Renault behind us who's on a fast lap, and we're kind of holding him up here. But I'm on my own lap at the minute, so we can't exactly let him go by. We crossed the line 1.2 seconds off Esteban Ocon's pace, who was right behind us, so not a great opener. Our second lap though, we found a 10th.5 in the first sector. We're currently now P22 and last, and we found a bit more time in sector 2. We're now 4.5 tenths up, and we're only 3 tenths off the cutoff, so we're pretty close actually, and we're now half a second up almost as we now exit the final corner, opening up the DRS, running up to the line, and we do set a lap time, and we do go P21, 3 tenths off the pace. But we're now going to run on board for what was my best lap of the qualifying session. It wasn't perfect. I think I left 2 tenths of a second on the table, but still a good lap here at Bahrain, and my best one of the qualifying session. Here we go, out of the final corner, picking up the revs, opening up the DRS, and in the end we're only going to improve marginally, not by much. There was definitely another 2/10 there, I think, and in the end it's still only going to be P21, just like race 1 in Australia.
You lost to your teammate today. Was it just not your day?
Maybe. I think there was more time, but today Mick got it right, so fair play to him, I guess.
You won't be starting at the front of the pack. Are you worried?
Not exactly. We wasn't going to be starting at the front of the pack with this car, but for sure you want to start as high up as possible, but we'll try and turn it around in the race.
Great. Well, that's everything.
And after qualifying, just to run you through it, we did improve our team acclaim by another 10%, so we're now pushing level 3 almost. Mick with another 8%, and we get another 2% gain, so things are slowly improving, and we're slowly getting better as a team. So yeah, overall a positive one for qualifying, but we're now going to move into the race.
The stage is set for another enthralling race here in the Kingdom of Bahrain. A Ferrari stronghold in years gone by, but will they be able to add to their record today? Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 3.36 mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities. It could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix. Now, Anthony Davidson, I wonder, might we be in for some early pit stops today from the midfield teams, all trying to put some pressure on or disrupting things for the leaders up front?
If you're in the middle of the pack, you know, you got your own race to run. I don't think they're going to be thinking about causing trouble up front. However, closer to the head of the pack, don't be surprised to see some split strategies. If you're running second and third, for example, bringing one car in for an undercut while leaving the other one out there longer can put a lot of pressure on the leader and maybe force them into an error.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Vettel, Max Verstappen and Albon, Ricciardo, Sainz, Ocon and Lando Norris, Perez, Stroll, Daniel Kvyat and Gasly, Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, Kevin Magnussen and Roman Grosjean, Schumacher, Russell, Martinez and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Right guys, so here we are then on the grid for the Bahrain Grand Prix, race number 2 of the season. We've got George Russell to our right and Mick Schumacher in front of us. And to be fair, qualifying was pretty strong to say I'm on 110% AI. Overall, I think the final lap was really, really good. It had great potential. And had we nailed that, I think we could have got ahead of Russell, but I don't think we could have got Mick. It would have been really, really close. But overall, I'm not too disappointed. The key thing is that we're not last. So I'll take that. And we've definitely got better race pace. So hopefully we can improve upon that here today. Just like in Australia, we're going to start on the hard compound tyres, but then we're going to switch over to the mediums as tyre wear is a bit higher around here compared to Australia, and I don't think the softs will be possible. Traditionally, the one stop is a hard medium or a medium hard, whatever way you look at it, and you don't really use the soft tyres. Fuel-wise, we're running 1.5 laps extra, and of course, there is no rain expected. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the race, and let's see if we can try and outperform our result in the first race in Australia here at Bahrain. Here we go then, boys. It's time for race number 2 of the season. The lights are on, the revs are in the sweet spot, and it's lights out, and away we go. Good start from us actually to say we're on the hard compound tyre. Latifi's managed to get on the inside, so we're going to have to let him go. We're going to try and go around the outside into turn 1 here. There's quite a bit of space actually, and both myself and Mick Schumacher making some good progress here. A little bit sideways there as we make our way around the outside, inside for turn number 2, and we get past Latifi. So we're now ahead of both of the Williams cars and also an Alfa Romeo. So a good start from us actually. As we go up towards turn 4 for the first time, we've got Mick ahead of us on medium, so we'll kind of let him get on with it, to be honest. No wing damage, which is good. Quite a bit of understeer early on, as we are not fully up to speed, up to temperature yet on these tyres, and we're lacking a bit of performance, but hopefully we can switch these on. If we can get these hard tyres in the groove and in the sweet spot, we will be very competitive. So thank you there, Jeff, for the encouragement. Let's see if we can push on today. I do feel confident. I think we do have a good race car underneath us. Whether we can score points, I'm not sure, but we've got a strong car, and I think we can use that. So far, I've refrained from using my ERS. We're going to try and save the charge. Once the AI kind of settle down a little bit, we'll try to make some movements. But for now, it looks like we're actually hanging on, to be fair. Oh, as I say that, big snap of oversteer. Tyre's not fully up to temperature yet in the window, and you can see a big snap, just like in qualifying. We're going to have to use a little bit of overtake here just to stay ahead of Kimi Räikkönen, but that's okay. Lap 1 done and dusted. Let's try and get ourselves back onto the back of our teammate if possible. Just being a little bit cautious on the brakes at the moment. I can't brake nowhere near as late as I could in qualifying on the soft tyres, of course. At the minute though, we're hanging in there. We do have DRS on Mick, so we're hanging on. And to be fair, he's kind of dragging us with him. It's all about waiting now and being patient for the pit stops to begin. The 2 stoppers could be a factor here today. And also for us personally, we've got to wait for those mediums just to start dropping off a little bit. And then we'll start having an advantage. But for now, I've managed to settle down in a pretty good rhythm actually. And the car's working okay. Tyres up to temperature now. So I'm a little bit more confident in my ability. But we've still got to try and stay within that DRS window of our teammate if possible. Here comes Kimi. He's not messing around. He's got the momentum this time. We'll let him go, see what his pace is like. He moves back across in the brake zone. Got to be careful that I don't lose my front wing. To be fair, I've not really lost any time. Kimi's just filled the gap, but that's okay. We'll just kind of sit behind for now and see how he gets on. It feels like Mick is also starting to drop off a little bit from the cars ahead, so maybe we're lacking a little bit of pace now at this stage of the race. Kimi trying to put a move on Mick here into turn 1. They both have a little bit of contact actually, and I've actually dropped out of the DRS range on that pit straight, but it looks like we are lacking a little bit of pace compared to the Alfa Romeo at the moment. But we're still in the race, that's okay. Again, we're on a different strategy, so to be fair, even though we're 110% AI, I think I've got more pace than my teammate considering the tyre difference, so I think we're looking okay, whereas Mick maybe not so much, but we're looking pretty decent. Wow, getting very loose through that. Just dropped out of the 1 second window of my teammate. Trying to see if I can claw that back with some overtake button, but I think I've just dropped out of DRS range. As I have. That little mistake cost us dearly. Let's see if I can claw my way back and get within a second of my teammate. Going to have to use a little bit of the overtake. Okay, cars in the pit lane actually. Ricardo and Sainz. So they're definitely 2-stopping. As I think I've gotten myself back into range now. Had to use a bit more overtake than I would have liked, but we're down to 50%. But we do have DRS on our teammate once again. We'll use a little bit more overtake just to try and get within that 1 second window, and that should do the trick for us. There's a bit of a train of cars in front as well, and they're battling away, so this is good news for us. I'm liking this. P17 for now. Oh, yellow flag.
Green flag.
I think that's behind us. Or is it in front? Can't tell. No, it's just behind us, I think. Either way, we've got DRS on Mick. I think it's Grosjean in the Haas. More cars in the pit lane as well. Yeah, that yellow flag spreading over here. It is Grosjean. I've run that in a bit hot on the brakes here. Got to be careful. Get the car slowed down. There we go. Right then, so we're P12. We've had cars rejoin behind us on a 2-stop, it looks like. Vettel behind on soft tyre. So this is good so far. I'm liking this. Quite a few 2-stoppers. It's going to open up a big opportunity for us, especially once we go on the mediums later. We'll be on a very good tyre. Vettel's so quick. Oh my goodness me. That's a mistake. Locking up there, but Seb is much, much quicker. I'm not even going to fight it that much. You can see the difference in the Ferrari power unit. We'll just try and stick in the slipstream. Maybe we can hang on to some DRS possibly. Heading onto the pit straight. Let's see if I can keep up. It looks like I can't. He's so damn quick. Fresh soft tyres with that engine. Going to be hard to beat. Okay, a few more cars in the pit lane. We've got Albon there. Looks like it's just him. I think everyone else now will be staying out. As Seb does get the move on Mick. Let's see if we can close back up to our teammate and get that gap down. Sebastian Vettel, new fastest lap. You can see the difference in the pace. He's 4.8 up the road already within a lap. That's incredible. We did have Russell behind us, but he was holding up quite a few cars. Now a few of those guys have gotten by. So they're going to start closing us down now at a rate of knots. Okay, we've got traffic behind us now. These guys are a lot quicker. Of course, the improved Renault this race. They've taken a massive step forward. And Ricardo is in those soft tyres as well. For good measure, here he goes. We'll let him go by. Hopefully he can get the move done before the final corner. And now we've got Mr. Max Verstappen behind us. He's on mediums actually, so he's on a bit of a different strategy. Here he comes.
No issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
We'll let these guys do what they've got to do. I'm not going to use any overtake or extra fuel. Will Max go for a move? Yes, he does. Let's just sit back. This is costing me time though to my teammate, which isn't good. Getting a little bit loose there, but this is allowing me to just kind of chill, save a little bit of fuel as well, which is good. We need both of these guys to catch Mick so that he can drop back into me a little bit. As long as the gap isn't too big, we can definitely claw him back later on with the tyre difference, but I don't want Mick to get too far ahead, so let's see if we can stick with these guys a little bit. Here we go, Alex Albon now behind us in the Red Bull, of course. He'll have good pace as well. He's going to go to the inside. We'll let him have that one. Hopefully he can pull ahead before the final corner. He's struggling. You can see that Honda Power not doing that well, but he does get ahead of us. We can now just sit behind and use DRS. Hopefully he can drag us along. To be fair, I might even be able to re-challenge him in fairness. The Honda isn't very good. Let's have a little go at this. Let's have a little bit of fun. Get the elbows out. And have a little bout with Albon. Hopefully no contact, unlike Hamilton yesterday in the Austrian Grand Prix. There we go, job done. Nice tiny move on Alex, and we'll get DRS again for good measure, so we can use a little bit of overtake and stay in front for now. Oh, wow, Albon down the inside. That one caught me out, fair play. That's a nice move from him in fairness. We've got Norris behind us as well for good measure in the McLaren now. He's on soft tyres too. But all this is allowing Russell to close up on me. Norris down the inside, that completely caught me off guard. I thought I had the corner, but Norris with a big dive. And we lose another position. Starting to struggle for pace now, big time. We need to find something here. Mick's really pulling away. I've got to try and stick with Lando if I can. At least keep DRS. Just checking out a replay real quick, and it looks like this is a new mechanism from the AI, maybe misjudging overtakes, possibly. Lando going for a very late send and almost got it wrong, but in the end, he did pull off the overtake. There we go, Mick pits. 13 laps on mediums.
Mick is in the pits. Mick in the pits.
And he pits along with the rest of the medium tyre runners.
Pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Yep, we'll be on mediums. We'll probably pit around lap 16 probably, so we're looking pretty good in that regard. Here comes Giovinazzi. I'm not even going to fight this one as more cars are in the pit lane. Gio's got the straight line speed on us, so we'll just use that to save a little bit of fuel for the final stint. Hopefully we can follow him with DRS. He's at pretty okay pace, nothing spectacular. But I'm starting to lose my rear tyres now, struggling for a rear grip quite badly. I wanted to save ERS, but I'm kind of needing it really to kind of keep up with the pace. Okay, a few more cars pit. Now we've got the two stoppers, it looks like.
In this lap, push now.
Norris pits. We're going to pit at the end of this lap though, so let's try and go for one more strong lap if we can. Try and eke everything out of these tyres. Right, here we go then, as Bono would say, box, box. Or as he would say in Germany 2019, in. Let's go. Let's get this pit stop underway. One and only stop for the medium tyres. We're currently P8 to be fair, we're pretty high up. So let's see where we rejoin. I'm really curious to see. Get it all slowed down. It's a very late pit limiter, so it really catches you out. Sebastian Vettel pits for the second time ahead of us. Right then, medium tyres, we're all ready to go. Let's see if the boys can deliver a quick stop for us, and hopefully we can get underway on the mediums. Here we go.
Complete, go now.
3 seconds is okay. We're P18 at the moment. Looks like that's where we're rejoining.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Here's Russell on the outside. We're going to just hold him off. He is on nice, toasty, hot compound tyres. Our tyres are cold, but we should be okay to stay in front. We're going to have to use a little bit of engine mode just to make sure. And there we go, P18. So Schumacher's 6.6 up the road. That's how much we've missed out due to the overtaking in the last stint and the pit stop phase. And Mick on Schumacher. Mick on Schumacher. Mick on fresh tyres. That's how much we've got to make up. So let's see what kind of pace we have on these. Hopefully we can be consistent on these and hopefully they hang on to the end of the race quite nicely. Got Carlos Sainz in the pit lane in for his second stop. So we are going to be ahead of a McLaren at least. P17 for us now. Sainz is on mediums though, so he's going to be pretty quick on those. Luckily for us, he's going to have to get past Russell first. We're about a second a lap quicker than Mick, so we are catching him. Personal best, 1.5 quicker. Giovinazzi is leaving the pit exit just ahead of us, which is a shame. I thought I had him, but he's going to be just ahead. But he is on hard tyres, so we may get a chance to actually get back past, in fairness. I don't think we'll place as high as Australia unless there's a couple of retirements, but having said that, we could still have a good race here. We used quite a lot of overtake there on that back straight, down to 40%, but it gave us DRS on Giovinazzi, so it was totally worth it. Just to fast track our progress even more. Another personal best into the 129s. There we go. And now we've got the DRS on Gio. We've got quite a bit of fuel left over as well. So suddenly, now you can see Mick in front. We're closing in, using Giovinazzi as the way forward. We can hopefully stick with these DRS all the way through. That'd be nice. Okay, Giovinazzi now is behind Mick. He's going to probably line him up for a move. That Haas up the road isn't too far away either, so we could potentially get a few places here. But at best, I think we're looking at like P15. Giovinazzi's just a little bit too quick for us at the minute, even on those hard tyres. The Alpha's just a bit too fast as a car, but we can definitely use Gio to get past Mick and potentially close in on the Haas further ahead. At the moment, I'm just letting Gio get on with it, and hopefully he'll make a move, and then I can kind of capitalise and make a move on Mick myself. And I'm trying to save a little bit of ERS if I can as well. We've got company now. Carlos Sainz behind us in the McLaren as well. This is going to be a nice little party, this is. And we're closing in on that Haas as well, so we're all kind of bunching up here. We're going to have to start getting on with it though now, because we can't allow Sainz to get past. I want to try and finish ahead of a McLaren if possible. We are saving a lot of energy, which is good. Overtake engaged. Giovinazzi is going to go for the move. We're going to try and go through as well here. We need to make progress because Sainz is lurking early on the brakes, just to avoid going into the back of the Alfa Romeo if possible. I'm going to see if I can keep with this strategy and keep on following Giovinazzi, and he can hopefully drag us up to that Haas car of Magnussen. I think that's a good strategy. It's worked out pretty well for us so far. So we're going to stick with it as we make a move on our teammate. Sainz all over the back of us here. I'm going to try and make a move on Giovinazzi here. We're going to use up a lot of our overtake to close up here. And I'm going to try and use Giovinazzi as a slingshot to close up. To close up to Magnussen, hopefully. Here we go. Let's get this move. Here we go. Using a lot of the overtake. We're going to pull to the inside. Get it slowed down if possible. There we go. Nicely done. No DRS for us, but that's okay. Gap to Magnussen 1.3. We can definitely close it up, I think. Going to use a little bit more engine mode, but there we go. We now are within DRS of Kevin Magnussen, so we've done it. That Haas looks pretty slow on the straight, actually, to say it's running a Ferrari engine. We gained 2 tenths on that straight with just rich mix alone. Right, a little bit more engine mode, down to 20%, as we're going to try and close up on Magnussen here. Pretty much matching our personal best as well. We've got a nice gap, actually, to Giovinazzi behind. So I'm going to just sit behind Magnussen for maybe a lap and use that to save a little bit of energy, possibly. Sainz and Giovinazzi are kind of entertaining themselves at the minute, so we haven't got to worry about them too much. We're going to try and get a move on Magnussen here. We're bantering a Ferrari pay unit, so it won't be easy to get by on the straight, just like with Giovinazzi. Going to use up the rest of the overtake. Actually, I'll try and keep 20% back, just in case. We've got enough on the straight as it is. We'll go to the outside, we've got the momentum, and there we go. And I've saved a bit of fuel so we can run rich mix and try and pull away from Magnussen if we can. But we're now P14, net P14. I'll take that. That is a very strong race from us. Let's try and secure this result now. Oh, green flag in front. Someone's had an issue in front of us. We may gain another place here. It's Pierre Gasly.
There's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through the yellow flags.
Yeah, Pierre Gasly out of the session. There we go. We're going to get an extra position for free. We're now clear of the DRS for Magnussen and Giovinazzi, which is great. 2 laps to go. Let's bring this one home. But P13 is going to be a great finish for us if we can bring this one home to the finish line. Hamilton wins it. The fireworks are going off. Meanwhile, this isn't over yet. Giovinazzi and Sainz have got past Magnussen, and they're both pushing on and using up the rest of their engine mode. Giovinazzi is half a second behind us, and I'm starting to struggle now on these tyres, and of course they've got the benefit, especially Giovinazzi, of the hard compound rubber. Just got to try and manage things here. Got a little bit of fuel in the RS, just got to try and take care of it as much as we can. There we go, we survived one DRS zone. We should be okay now, just no mistakes, and we'll be okay. And it will match our Australian Grand Prix result. I believe we've got P13 in Australia, so matching that with far less retirements here today. That'll be a good step in the right direction. Looks like Giovinazzi just had a moment there. I think he got a bit loose. Maybe Sainz put some pressure on him. Not quite sure what happened there, but that's given us the gap we need to breathe now. And we should be okay. One more corner to go. These tyres are pretty much done. And there we go, out the final corner, using up the rest of the engine mode. And we're going to come through P13, and that is a strong result at Bahrain.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
A fantastic team effort then to secure victory here in the desert. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
Well, there we have it then, guys. We had a good race. We've classified, as you can see, in the top 14, so you can actually see us in the top half of the table, which is great. Just like Australia, a really good first race. Lewis Hamilton, though, picks up the win. Only half a second clear of Bottas, who actually picks up the fastest lap. So those two were duking it out quite heavily here today. Charles Leclerc, third for Ferrari, ahead of Verstappen and Albon, and Sebastian Vettel in sixth in the second Ferrari. We've got Sergio Perez in seventh, ahead of Ricciardo, Stroll, and Norris. So both of the pink Mercedes in the top 10 here today. And then we finished P11. Danica Kvyat finishes P11 ahead of Kimi Raikkonen. We finish in P13. I wish we finished P11. Giovinazzi behind us, then Sainz, Magnussen, Schumacher in the end, P17 ahead of Ocon and Russell, with Latifi a lap down, and Gasly and Grosjean both failing to finish here today in their respective cars. So a good result for both myself and Mick here today, and we do set a pretty competitive lap time, to be fair, 29.8. That's not too bad. We then move into the driver standings after that race, and you can see Bottas leads the way by 15 points over Max Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton, with that retirement in Australia, he picks up a big win here today to launch himself straight up into third place in the championship. And Leclerc, of course, as well, with that DNF in the last race, he gets a third place here today and launches himself up into seventh place. And going towards the bottom of the table, we are currently P15, so we are in third place out of the 0 points finishers, if that makes sense, and Mick, to be fair, down in P19. And finally, the constructor standings, we are in ninth place, so we are ahead of Haas and Williams, which is great, and Alfa Romeo are the team in front of us as Ferrari overtake Racing Point for P3. But guys, that is it for the race here today at Bahrain. We're now going to purchase some more upgrades moving forward into future races.
You were cutting your way through the field during the race.
Yep, to be fair, we did have some pretty good engine speed, so I'm going to say no one can compete with us at the minute.
You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret?
I think, the team is doing a good job at the minute. We are doing a lot of upgrades, and I think it's fair to give them some decent credit.
Great. Well, that's everything.
There we go. We're now level 3 as a team. The team acclaim has gone up. We're now level 2 as a driver, which is great. And also, in terms of the cash, we've brought in an extra 100,000. We hit the target of 75 laps with our new sponsor, Atlantic. So, yeah, a pretty positive weekend all in, and a decent cash boost as well. So we're going to be spending a lot of these things now. So let's jump into the laptop and let's see what we can buy. So at the moment, we are level 3. We can't sign another sponsor until level 5, so we're going to have to hang back on that one. But the good news is we've got off to a good start with our new sponsor, Atlantic. And just looking a bit at the finance history, you can see at the minute we're making really good progress and pushing forward, which is really, really good. But we're going to jump into some other areas first and foremost. So what we'll do is, first of all, we'll assign some activities. We've got quite a few days, to be fair, so I think we've got a good chance here to improve a few things. First and foremost, I want to try and improve Mick a little bit. I think he could improve a bit, so we'll do some simulator training. I think that will help him out a little bit. And then for these few days, we'll do some... What should we do? Should we do some vehicle PR, get some more cash flow possibly? We've got a sponsor event that would lose a little bit of money. Aero team building. I think development-wise, we're looking pretty good in fairness. There's 2 for the aero here, so 2 different options. Driver promotion, that could be a good one as well in fairness. I think I might go for that one. That's just one day. We'll add another one onto that. We'll do some vehicle PR filming, and then we've got one more left, and we'll use that for a sponsor event. I think we'll lose a little bit of money, but it gives the team some reputation. So there we go. We've assigned some activities for the next few days, opting out from improving the car necessarily. Then facility wise, we do have 1.5 mil, so we could potentially can we get any of these apartments upgraded at the moment? I think we might be able to do one of them maybe. I thought we could have, but I think the first one we've got a chance of doing is personnel. Oh, we can do the fitness center in fairness, and we can do the analysis suite as well. Your second driver's experience stat will be improved. Your second driver's racecraft and awareness stat will be improved. Ooh, that's tempting, actually. You know what? I think we'll just hold off for now, but that could be an option very soon, maybe heading into the halfway point of the season. That might allow Mick to improve as a driver, so we'll consider that one. Moving forward, first and foremost though, R&D. We do have, as you can see, 4 upgrades on the pipeline, and we're going to see if we can add some more. Hopefully our departments aren't maxed out and we can add some. Maybe we have more department capacity possibly, that would be pretty good. Engines looking pretty decent. Aero, can we add an upgrade? No, we can't get department capacity reached. And we can add a durability one in fairness, so we will add one on. We'll do an MG UK upgrade, get that on the car for one of the future races. That'll be for the Chinese Grand Prix, and that leaves us with 420 R&D points. So to be fair, not major upgrades moving forward, but we do have some already on the way. This is more of an investment one. I think after the next episode, after the next race in Vietnam, with the money we'll have, we'll be able to actually improve some departments quite a lot. So guys, I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it, guys. And also, if you can subscribe to the channel, I'm trying to hit 50,000 subs, so I'd appreciate any support you guys could give me. By all means, do so. And yeah, guys, hopefully enjoy this episode of Career Mode. I'm now going to head off and do some work off stream and see if I can improve things a little bit more. But guys, that's it from me here today. Take care, and I'll see you all next time.